Can I just start by saying that my own electorate of Blacktown is somewhere that I know only too well the struggles that people are facing when it comes to Department of Housing, dealing with the Department of Housing and dealing with issues around maintenance. One of the things that I feel very strongly about, and I've had our Shadow Minister Sophie Cox is working on this for some time, is a real solution to affordable housing, to public housing, to affordable housing and accessible housing. One of the things that I can assure you Labor would never have done is treat the residents of Millers Point the way they have been treated, the appalling way they've been treated. I know people personally who live in Millers Point. The impact that that is having on them, the impact that the way they've been dealt with on their health, the fact that they haven't been told where they're going, the way this government managed, the whole process gives you an insight into what they think of people who live in public housing. Housing and a roof over your head, as has previously been said, is a human right. Having a house and somewhere to live is something that governments are responsible for and something that I am very conscious of that we must do much better. It was said by one of the previous speakers, I think it was Kelly, that said, you know, in a wealthy society like ours, people should have homes, that people should have access to a roof over their heads. And I know that governments have to do much better than has been done historically, and I know that we need a government that's actually focused on putting roofs over people's houses, roofs over people's heads. Good enough. It is not going to be acceptable, and I want you to know that one of the things that I've said from the outset as leader, and one of the things that we will be taking to the next election, is a detailed, comprehensive policy on how we deal with the housing problems in this state. Not just public housing, but affordable housing and more housing. Look at people who live in public housing. As was said previously, this minister looks down her nose at people who live in public housing. People who want to live in public housing should be dispersed to the four ends of the earth, not living in places where you can get on with life, where you can access services and where you can get an education. That's not what a Labor government is about. Labor knows that people need to be living where they can access services. They need to be living in the city. They need to be living in the inner suburbs, not just sent to the four winds of Sydney or New South Wales because it's cheap, but actually providing people with housing where they get services. So I'm for coming here today, John Robertson, Opposition Leader. Now,